Ukraine's counteroffensive against Russia. Ukraine has launched a major military operation to retake territory seized by Russian-backed separatists in the east of the country. The operation has faced fierce resistance from the rebels and their Russian allies, who have deployed advanced air defenses and heavy artillery. The outcome of the conflict could have significant implications for the security and stability of Europe. Korean nuclear fusion reactor achieves 100 million degrees Celsius for 30 seconds. Scientists in South Korea have managed to sustain a nuclear fusion reaction running at temperatures in excess of 100 million degrees Celsius for 30 seconds for the first time. The achievement is seen as a milestone in the quest for clean and unlimited energy from nuclear fusion, which mimics the process that powers the Sun Amazon deforestation down by a third in 2023. Brazil. Brazil's government has announced that deforestation in the Amazon rainforest has decreased by 33% in the first 6 months of 2023 compared to the same period in 2022. The reduction is attributed to the policies of President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva, who took office in January and pledged to protect the environment and indigenous rights. Twitter threatens legal action over Threads app. Twitter has accused a new social media app called Threads of copying its features and violating its trademarks. Threads, which was launched by Tesla founder Elon Musk, allows users to create and join groups based on their interests and chat with each other. Twitter says it will take legal action if Threads does not change its name and logo. Australian welfare hunt caused suicides. Inquiry. A landmark inquiry has found that a scheme by Australia's previous government to recover debts from welfare recipients caused distress, hardship, and suicides. The scheme, known as robo-debt, used automated data matching to identify overpayments and sent letters demanding repayment. The inquiry said the scheme was unlawful, unfair, and unethical. Malnutrition surges with Ethiopia aid suspension. Charity, Doctors Without Borders, MSF, has warned that malnutrition rates are surging in Ethiopia due to the suspension of food distribution from international aid agencies. The Ethiopian government has accused some aid groups of supporting rebels in the northern Tigray region, where a conflict has been raging since November 2020. MSF said millions of people are facing hunger and disease. Anti-American Chinese pundit faces backlash for attending Independence Day party at U.S. Embassy in Beijing. A prominent Chinese commentator who often criticizes the U.S. on state media has faced online backlash for attending an Independence Day party at the U.S. Embassy in Beijing. Liang Xiangyi, who works for Shanghai Media Group, posted photos of herself at the event on social media, sparking accusations of hypocrisy and betrayal from some Chinese netizens. Woman known as Nation River Lady is identified nearly 5 decades after she was found floating in river, Canadian police say. Canadian police have identified a woman whose body was found floating in a river in Ontario in 1975 as Terry Greer, who was 24 years old at the time of her death. Greer had been strangled and stabbed and was wrapped in a blanket and tied to cement blocks. She was nicknamed Nation River Lady by investigators who had been unable to identify her for decades. Captured Russian soldiers tell of low morale, disarray, and horrors of trench warfare. CNN has obtained exclusive interviews with 2 Russian soldiers who were captured by Ukrainian forces during the ongoing conflict in eastern Ukraine. The soldiers said they were conscripted into a private military company called Wagner, which is linked to a Kremlin ally, and sent to fight without proper training or equipment. They also described the brutal conditions and atrocities they witnessed on the front-line. Crowds blocked Tel Aviv's main artery in anti-government protest. Thousands of protesters have blocked one of Tel Aviv's main roads in a demonstration against Prime Minister Naftali Bennett's government. The protesters, who belong to various opposition groups, chanted slogans against Bennett's handling of the coronavirus pandemic, the economy, and the security situation. They also called for new elections.